If you know me, then you know I love a good lamp transformation. Well, this was a custom order that someone asked me to make, and I used the Iron Orchid Designs Birdsong molds, which is one of my favorites. Here, I'm just painting the lamp. First of all, I cleaned it really well with a good cleaner. I like to use the Pure Power by Farmhouse Paint, and added a coat of ancient gray over the brass lamp. The Birdsong mold is one of my favorites, and I like to use a little cornstarch in them first. I don't show that here on the video, but putting that in first will just help you release the impression better. So I'm just pressing this air-dried clay. This is Iron Orchid's artist grade air-dried clay into the mold, using my thumb to get the excess off. The micro rim edge on these molds helps to create a really good casting by getting the edges really smooth. So just using your thumb and pressing the clay away from the mold will help you to get a nice edge on that piece. So just give the mold a little twist and your casting should release. If it needs a little help, just pull at one of the edges slightly. Again, using the cornstarch will help release much better, especially when you have little details like the wings on some of these birds. So the birds are released from the molds, and what I'm going to do now is use Titebond Quick and Thick glue, and I am going to be gluing these on while they are still moldable. This has only been a few minutes after I released them out of the mold. The reason for this is because the lamp itself has some curves, and I want the mold to hug those curves well. So I put a little bit of glue on the back of the mold, and I just use my finger. I kind of get messy as I'm working with these. You could use like a popsicle stick or something like that, a craft stick, to spread the glue to the edges. But the main thing is you really want to get the glue on all of the back of the mold, and especially the edges of where it's going to contact the piece that you are gluing it onto. So once that one's in place, I'm going to do the same for the second bird, and again just making sure that I get the glue to all the edges. And then once I am ready to put it onto the lamp, I want to make sure that I press the edges very, very slightly, just to make sure that there's contact between the lamp and the mold itself, but also not doing it too hard because I don't want to take away from the impression in the clay. The clay is still moldable at this point, and so I just want to make sure that the edges are attached and touching the lamp so that there's no gaps, and that will just help with the all-over impression at the end when I'm painting and glazing. So I'm going to let them dry overnight, and then once they are fully dried, I will put another layer of the same color paint over top of the molds and the entire lamp, just to make sure that there's good coverage. My final step was to glaze, which I did not get a video of, but you can see that in some of my prior videos, and I used the tea stain glaze here to just really accentuate the designs in the lamp, but also in the mold. I always tell people, start with a lamp. It's a fun and easy project. I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for more videos on my YouTube channel. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, I would appreciate it. Have a great day and happy creating.